At the moment, I'm just checking in because the compile of the, well, there it is, Linux 5.0.2. The compile finally finished after, well, 28,000 seconds. You can do the math, but 3,600 seconds to an hour, that took a long time. I'm going to say about 8 hours, something like that. Let's do a quick calculation here, just for giggles. So that was 28,073 seconds. We'll divide it by 3,600. Just use the local, yeah, 7.79. So I'm going to say about 8 hours is how long it took to compile the kernel. And I'm just now building modules. There's really very few kernel modules to deal with. I'm keeping this as thin as possible. Just the very basic devices support and whatnot's going to be built right into the kernel. Not exactly a smart way of building a modular kernel, but it's what I have to do with this kind of a system. What I'd like to do now is strip down this. We're going to install those modules. Just a second here. There's a parameter I need to specify. It's install mod strip. There we go. And we're going to do modules install now. And again, I'm going to capture all of the output, and I'm going to tee it up into a file such that I have a log. There we go. That shouldn't take too long. I'm also, at the same time, checking how the OBS software is working right now on Linux. It's not working well. It's a good way of putting it. All right. One more time with feeling. I'm going to change this to just install the entire kernel at this point. That's what we're putting in. There we go. Now I should end up with the VM Linux compressed image up in /boot. Grub will be touched. The config and the very basic, trivial, simple bootable files will be left up in /boot. There may also be a bootable image on the root file system, but we'll see momentarily. And for some definition of the word momentarily on this kind of machine, momentarily, well, that could be 5 minutes easily. Well, this is moving along okay. 60 seconds. That, in my mind, is definitely momentarily. Let's go take a look here. Alright, system map, there's my config. My initial RAM disk image is about the same size, nice and small. And here we go, here's our VM Linux kernel. I'm going to go down into Grub. And I really should not be modifying the Grub config here directly. There's a file under etc default Grub. That guy there. That's usually where you put overall modifications go there, and then you run grub config. I'm just looking to see if I can get this thing to boot once. Alrighty. 30-second timeout is plenty. Gives me enough time in front of the screen to panic, really. Okay, where are we? Yeah, well, verbose, definitely. I don't have any other reason. I don't have any reason to make any changes here. Okay, so we've got a new kernel. System's been up 11 hours since I booted it. Actually, it's been rebooted since then. And, well, let's give it a shot.